Finally, in big letters, it is time to start working on the charger. I got a box full of parts here. I'm out here for these. Feels good to actually come out here and start taking parts. One, two, three. 3 pieces make up your A-pillar. I was going over to Seattle just to grab this whole rooftop structure. And then when my friend said I could have this one back after this whole ordeal, now I have options. Okay, this is the pieces that Tim gave me with the wheel wells. All these pieces, there's nothing savable on these. They're all cut, every single panel. Hello and welcome to Heaven's Mopars. It's time. Remember this? Time to cross this bridge finally. This poor car had the top cut off of it. It's a 60, I was told it was a 70 Charger, but I'm gonna make it into a 69 Charger since I like that year better. I have a roof issue that I need to cross, but only after I finish my floor first. I need to redo this floor. I'll show you why later, but right now I'm temporarily working on my roof, trying to figure out 2 options to do with it. On this side, there's a lot of hackerage going on. This main pillar coming up here was cut in 2 places. When they cut the top of the car off, they welded it back on. And, you know, they just have a bunch of unnecessary hackerage. When they welded it back together, they kind of barely overlapped it and then welded it. A lot of it's beat and messed up. So what I got going on is this. I have this extra rooftop that I just went to Seattle and picked up, and with it came these are wheel wells with the rest of the car that I got with it, and they just took Sawzall, same thing, or some tool of some sort, cut them directly in half. At least they're clean cuts. Here's the top that belongs to those. This is off of 68 Coronet. However, this rooftop, if you can see that, is pretty much wasted. It's toast, but the inner structures are perfect. And I wanted to use these inner structures for this charger. This is option 1. What I did was I put some tape and I marked where the metal joins and overlaps, and then they spot welded it. And so I got my pieces of tape all around here to show as a visual, so you can see a little better what I'm talking about. From this piece of tape to this piece of tape is no good. Coronet and Charger inner A-pillar structures are not the same. Charger, since the Charger window is a lot smaller and comes kind of straight down versus at a diagonal, it just curves over. So this inner structure is different than on the Coronets and etc. So that means I am stuck with this piece right here. That means I have to use this piece because I do not feel like buying a new one. AMD has them, but they are $300 for each side, and I just I'm tapped out financially. This is my bankruptcy starter kit, some people say. So anyway, back to this. So this panel here is good. It attaches to this roof structure, roof brace. That's good. Between here and here is good. From this tape line up, same on the other side, is bad. And down here, between this tape point and that tape point, is no good. And same with over here. So in other words, the only good part that I can use is between here and here, between here and here. This piece, I can take that off as one hole and keep it together. And up here, this bracket here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces that I can use off of this. And if I do that, all those pieces will be individual pieces except for this one here. And then what I could do is use those pieces from here to here. There's the line, and this one would be welded to it. Use that as a piece. This middle piece up front I could use because this is all wanky, if that's even a word. And this piece back here is all jacked up as well, and I could use that there. And if I do that, I have to use individual pieces. Then I have to break out these. These are obviously my new pieces from AMD. I can put that there. This one goes on the inside of the door. Well, I gotta use my foot to open the door so it don't bind on the fender. This one goes on the inside here, like that. Sorry. And then this other piece, ouch, comes on the inside up here. Oops, it's upside down, like this. And this part wraps around. You got the dash in the way. I have to take all that out. Dash frame, and it goes in there. So if I do that, then if I go with option 1, I have to piece every single thing together and try to get it all to line up. It looks like they used a forklift or something at one time. Someone told me this car was in a junkyard sitting on top of another car, and they lifted it, and that's why it messed up the rooftop. I don't know how true that is. And what I was thinking with these, since this is so messed up on this side especially, the other side has 1 cut through it, I do believe. This one has 2. And what I was thinking is taking this one off of here and the other pieces in here, take all this out and take, you know, that piece that's inside the roof line, which looks like this. Sorry about the sun. Just take that out and then weld them together and then put them back on here and have one nicer weld than this. And that would give me some structure. And then actually probably do the same thing on the other side. Take this side, everything apart, weld it together, and then put it together over here, because over here that's coming apart there. Probably when they lifted it, there's a dent here. So I could do that and try to line every single piece up to make it work. And then once I got everything screwed together. Then I can put the rooftop on, put my glass in, line everything up, and make sure everything lines up before I weld anything and make it final. That's my first option. Option 2 is use this. What I was thinking with this, what I could do is take, this is what I was talking about, the windows being different. The charger comes down here, so the inner A or C pillar is different. Option 2 is to take out the spot welds, which I started in here. I'd taken them out for that inner brace out there. And what I was thinking I could do is take, well, you can kind of see it here, is take this off and use this inner, let me back up, take the roof skin off, take that, pillar here, it'll be all one piece. It's attached to the inner structure here and to the A pillars. All these are all one piece now, welded. Everything's all in one piece, and then that way I could use the whole structure all the way around the car. And then just take the inner pillar off of that and just leave all this. And then that way I have all the braces, and then use the brace in the very back here. So then what I would do, since these A pillars are all joined as one piece, there'd be no way to put that back on the car. So what I would have to do is take this inner piece. I could leave this top piece and this inner piece together, and I can just take the whole top of the car and drop it down on top of the dash. But this inner piece, I don't know the proper name for it. Actually, the A pillar inner left hand side inner piece. This one, what I would do is take these spot welds out of here along this inside edge here, and where it is pinch welded, right down here, take those out, and then I can take this whole piece, and the same with up above, take that one out, drop it on. Once the car is on there, then I can put this one in from the inside, and then that way all of this would be one solid piece, and then it'd be probably way easier to line it up instead of having all these pieces trying to figure out. If I take the whole roof structure off of the Coronet, I won't need these anymore. My goal with this whole shell, what I wanted to do with it is, instead of just use it for parts for the charger, then I could take that other one and stick it on here, put this skin back on, and then use it and put over the tube chassis frame that I have, and make this into a tubbed out 68 Coronet, or I have that 69 panel. You can throw it in if you wanted. But anyway, that way this car wouldn't be a total waste. You could just place it right over that and just build it back together. So that's my plan. What do you like, option 1 or option 2 better? I'm not a professional by any means. I'm just learning how to do this stuff, and this is what is going on inside my mind. I like this route better just because it takes some of the not fear out of it, because I can line everything up. Yeah, I'm real meticulous and pay attention to detail, so I'm not too worried about that. However, this would take some of the sting out of the process and make it go a little quicker. So I'm leaning more toward this, and we'll go from there. Fun times for sure. Let the games begin. If I go this route, what I need to do is start just taking it apart so I can get this out of my garage. Once I take this apart, I'll set up some sawhorses off to the side, get the rooftop out of the way, the inner structure piece, and then take the rest of this, get it out of the garage, bring the charger in, and then I can start working on the floor, brace it, then take the top off and do the switcheroo. Goldie. Yay! Thanks for watching.